You simply find the markets where you can actually make money, and then you simply enjoy sports that you love. Before I dive into today's picks, let me give you a quick introduction so you know what to expect. I'm here to share free picks from my sports betting model, which matches my odds against the sports books for the best value bets. With over 25 years of betting experience and having left the daily grind, I now focus on helping you build your own models and strategies. I recommend thinking independently rather than blindly following any picks, including mine. If you're looking to take your betting to the next level and craft your own strategies, visit underdogchance.com for our comprehensive courses. Let's get into today's picks and make smarter betting decisions together. Okay guys, in this video I will share my Major League Soccer picks for Saturday, this week, Saturday, May 11th. Right now my betting model is 7.5 plus 0.92 units with ROI plus 5.58%, and also closing line value numbers. So I'm testing this soccer betting model. If you follow me, I'm not a huge fan of soccer betting. So if you bet different sports, the sports with less points are a little bit harder to beat than those with more points. Why is this so? Because an average better, for example, with basketball, you get much more points, which you can analyze. You have a little bit bigger sample size of points. When it comes to soccer, the goals or the points are much, much smaller. So the result is around 1-1, 2-1. So around 3 goals per game, right? And when you have such small amount of goals or points in a game, then you need to include other factors, okay? And you should probably create expected goals, which is not easy task for most bettors, okay? So when people ask me what is the best sport to start, there are two criteria, okay? Usually it is better to start with smaller leagues because you have less competition, and if you need to decide between the sports with less or more points, it is always better to start with sports where you have more points. Those are the points which will decide the result of the game, okay? Because you will make less mistake. In soccer, we will see a lot of games with 0-0, 1-1 result, 2-1 result, many close games with these points, and we try to pick the winner, right? And to project such lines, to analyze such things, you should create expected goals with some regression analysis, with statistical methods, and this is not easy task for many bettors. But we also have many great sites right now who analyze soccer games with advanced statistics. These statistics include all kinds of things like passing, possession, and so on and so on. And you can use this information. Right now, I have created this pretty quick and pretty simple betting model based on expected goals, and I am sharing this process with you. But if I would have a little bit more motivation, I would probably go with all the detailed stats, and I would create my expected goals. This is something I explain in my betting masterclass as well, how you can create your expected goals, because at the end of the day, you want to have unique numbers, unique betting model that can beat the market, okay? But in today's video, I will share my projections based on this betting model, and this betting model is also part of my masterclass. So if you join, you can download. This is one of many templates and betting models that you can use. You can tweak it. Right now, I found one interesting thing. So I am using simple factors for home field advantage and adjusting goals for over and unders, and I would probably need to go a little bit deeper. If we check bets so far, every single total game, so I had 4 totals, okay? Every single one was over, okay? So this is probably this is something we should probably check in next days. Over here, okay, so in this Saturday for this week, I have 1 over, but this is something I should probably do a little bit better. But as I said, I'm testing this betting model, and I will probably make some small adjustments as well. The adjustments are very simple to make. And as I said, I'm not a big soccer fan, soccer betting fan. I'm pretty big soccer fan when it comes to watching. But the beauty of sports betting is that you can watch leagues and no. So the beauty of sports betting is that you can bet on the sports that you don't love, and you can watch sports that you love and you don't bet on these games. Okay, so many times this is even better. So you simply find the markets where you can actually make money, and then you simply enjoy sports that you love. Okay, I think sports bettors make huge mistake when they confuse those things. So they love NFL and then they try to bet NFL because they love NFL. No, this is something you should not do. Okay, simply separate what you love and where you can make actual money. Okay, so if you can separate those two things, so you look at sports betting as a business and then simply enjoy sports with your friends, and then you have a great experience with sports and sports betting. Okay, if you mix those things many times, this is not a good way. Okay, anyway, let's go to this week's projections. So those are all projections for Saturday. Of course, I will also track closing client value numbers against Pinnacle, of course. So if you do paper betting, so what is paper betting? Paper betting is when you create your own betting system, your unique betting model. I hope every sports bettor wants to do this. So once you do this, then of course you will not bet in the first day thousands of dollars on games. You want to see first how betting model works, and there are a couple of things you can look at. So first you can check the odds. So if your projected odds are similar to bookmakers odds, this is usually a good sign. Okay, so for example, in this game, my betting model gives, I don't know, better chance to Charlotte, and bookmakers also give them better chance to Charlotte. This is usually a good sign. Okay, so the same here. Okay, my probabilities are very similar. You can check those numbers. So Montreal 21.85%, bookmakers 25.62. So those are small differences. And if I would have, I don't know, here 90% on Montreal and bookmakers would give them 25%, then there is probably a big mistake with my betting model. And if this would happen with every single game. Okay, so this is the first criteria that you can look. And then of course you need to track your betting results against sports books. Also simply use your sports book and then track against Pinnacle closing codes, track wins, losses, average odds, average units, track also different bet types. So I'm tracking right now Asian handicaps, totals, and 1x2. I could go even further with more details. So if you're a huge soccer bettor, or if you're passionate about soccer betting, you can add more, and you can track every single detail, and then you see in which direction you go, and then you can of course adjust betting model, maybe change the factors, maybe change the numbers, change expected goals if you create your expected goals, and so on and so on. Okay, and this is paper betting. Before you actually place your first bets with actual money, you should analyze your process against real odds, so you know if your betting makes sense and if your betting system or betting model makes sense. Okay, sometimes this can be a couple of months. If you track more details, you will see profitable patterns much earlier. If you track just wins and losses like most handicappers, you will not see anything, and you can test it for years. Okay, this is why tracking every single detail or more details will give you better answers. And sometimes you can also just focus on moneyline bets. Maybe you find the edge with over under. There are so many betting opportunities, betting methods, betting markets, and you don't need to be expert, and you don't need to be the best in every single betting market. You need to find one or two betting markets, make 20, 30, 50, up to 100K each year, reinvest this money, and then you will see that sports betting is actually something that can benefit your life. Okay, so let's go to this week's projections. Charlotte against Nashville. Based on my projections, Charlotte should have 60.77% of chance to win this game. Bookmakers implied probabilities once we remove the week, and if we calculate probabilities, bookmakers give Charlotte a little bit less chance, and because they give a little bit less chance, we get better odds, right? And based on my adjusted Kelly criterion formula, Charlotte at 2.07 is 1.5 unit qualified bet. Okay. New York Red Bulls against New England Revolution. Based on my projections, New York Red Bulls should have 17.77% of chance to win this game. Bookmakers 60.56%. So there is enough discrepancy based on my criteria. I have criteria here, right? If you watch my previous videos, I set criteria, and you can also change criteria. If you track all your bets, you can change your criteria. Maybe you need to find a little bit bigger discrepancy. For example, last season in my baseball, 2 units plays were beating the closing line more than 91% of time. So 2 units plays were much better. And if I would play only 2 units plays, that would be, I think, 70% of profit. So I could even go with 2 units plays, be a little bit more selective, and I would still make nice profit. Okay, so New York Red Bulls. This is the second game. So this is 2. I didn't edit here, so this is 2. So it just falls here, 1.5 unit. I will just edit. The odds are 1.58 and 1.5 unit. One more thing, always this is 1.5 unit, and this is exactly amount that it should be put on a game. Not, I don't know, when you have American odds minus 300 and then 1 unit is 3 unit. No, this is not how the things work. Okay, 1 unit is 1 unit. Okay. Not to win 3 units, but risk 1 unit. Okay. Montreal Inter Miami. Based on my projections, Inter Miami is underrated in this game. So based on my projections, they should be minus 152. They are minus 104. So I said this game in American odds, but the concept is basically the same. If you use decimal odds, 1.66, bookmakers offer 1.96. In other words, my betting model calculates that if I bet $100 someone should pay me at least $66. Once I check bookmakers odds, I see that they pay $96. This is more than I would expect, and this is called expected value, and this is the basic concept of winning at sports betting. Okay, and every sports bettor should understand this. Okay, it is not about picking winners, it is always about positive expected value. Okay, so we have Inter Miami, we have also Asian handicap opportunity, and we have also over. So Inter Miami 1 unit and over 3. Okay, Asian handicap opportunity means that you can bet 2 ways. So we exclude the tie or the draw, which is very good thing in sports betting. But of course, with favorites, you will get small odds. And based on my predefined criteria, I decided that I will not go below 1.65 when it comes to Asian handicaps. Okay. The next thing, so instead of Asian handicaps, I would go with straight win. Okay. Atlanta DC United. Based on my projections, DC United should have 31.19% of chance. They have 21.56. There's not enough value based on my criteria, so I would skip this game. Philadelphia Orlando City. Based on my projections, Philadelphia will have 53.20% of chance. Bookmakers 49.51. But we need to understand that those are three ways analysis. This is not two-way analysis like in baseball, like in NFL, like in NBA. In soccer, most of the time, you will do 1x2 analysis or three-way bets. This is a little bit different, especially American bettors are maybe not that familiar with this type of betting. Europeans are very familiar with this, but you simply need to calculate different outcomes in this game. Okay, so if at the end of the game there are 3 different outcomes, then you need to calculate 3 different outcomes. Okay, so there could be some game or some match or some sport or some market where we have 5 different outcomes, right? And the sum of those five different outcomes would still be 100%. Okay, and then you simply calculate probabilities. Sum of those probabilities is 1. You simply divide 1 by the probabilities, you get your odds. You simply compare odds with bookmakers odds, and the bookmakers would also offer 5 options, and then you could see the discrepancy. And if you get more than you would expect, then this would be a qualified bet, and this would be the concept of successful sports betting. Okay, the concept is always the same, no matter if you bet soccer, baseball, horse racing, whatever you bet. We always try to find probabilities. We always try to find the odds on the betting markets, on the sports books, that offer better payout than we would expect. But what you expect, this is something you need to analyze. Simple as that. Okay. Philadelphia, Orlando, as I said, 53.20%. There is not enough value. Toronto against New York City FC, also no value. Although I think there is maybe small value. Just a second. Small value with Toronto, right? Small value with Toronto, but based on my criteria, still not good enough. Okay, so my projection shows plus 130 on Toronto, bookmakers plus 189. Of There is not enough value, but if I need to pick something, I would go with Toronto. And one more thing, all sports betting models and all predictive models are wrong. We're not here to get 100% precise numbers, but the game of sports betting and all these things is basically about who is less wrong, not who is more correct. Okay, so we are playing a game against bookmakers and other bettors which combine the market, and you want to be less wrong than they. Okay. This is Columbus Crew against Cincinnati based on my projections. Columbus Crew should be plus 128. They are minus 112. So as you see, there is no value. St. Louis against Chicago Fire. There is also no value. My projections show that St. Louis should be minus 143. They are minus 127. Maybe small value with St. Louis, but of course not good enough. Sporting Kansas and Houston Dynamo. Based on my projections, Sporting Kansas should be plus 120. They are plus 112, also too close. And then we have Dallas against Austin. Based on my projections, Dallas should be minus 140. They are plus 100. And because of that discrepancy, Dallas is 1 unit play. This is qualified bet. Rapids against San Jose Earthquakes, Colorado Rapids, right? Based on my projections, Colorado should be at plus 107. And don't get confused with soccer betting. When you have three-way bets and when you get plus 107, that still means that this team is favorite. Okay, but the rest of probabilities falls into the tie game. Okay, if you turn three-way into two-way, then you would get minus number for Colorado Rapids or home favorite. Okay, but my 1x2 numbers on Colorado are bigger than bookmakers, and because of that, there is no value. LA Angels, not Angels, Los Angeles FC. So I mix this with baseball. Los Angeles FC against Vancouver, also no value. Although I found interesting thing that Vancouver should be smaller underdog. Okay, so if you like to play underdogs, you can go with Asian handicaps. This would be almost qualified bet with Asian handicaps on Vancouver. Okay, good bets in soccer are Asian handicaps or two-way bets. Okay, this is plus 0.5. You can also take draft no bet, which means that for example, if you bet on a team on, I don't know, on LA Galaxy, and you select draft no bet, or some bookmakers use a handicap of 0. Okay, that means that if the game is finished with a tie or a draw, then you get money back. So you exclude basically that draw, which is very good. Okay, so try to bet if it's possible on two ways. This is something I always recommend. Okay. We have LA Galaxy against Real Salt Lake, and based on my projections, Real Salt Lake is plus 0.5 at 1.89, which means that if they don't lose a game, it can be a tie or Salt Lake can win, then this is a winning bet. And the last game, Portland against Seattle, I see the value with away team based on my projections. Their straight win should be minus 108, bookmakers plus 171, and this is this example, Seattle draft no bet at 1.97. Every single bookmaker offer, every serious bookmaker offer this. So some bookmakers will call it draft no bet, and some will call it like this. Okay, I typed draft no bet because it is maybe easier to understand, but this is the same thing. Okay, draft, if draft happens, this is no bet, or I can simply leave it as it is. Okay, but the numbers are just information. Okay, because every single number you see, it is a data point. Numbers are just language. Okay, because with the numbers we describe something. Okay, and it would be not practical if we use words. Okay, this is why we use numbers in math, this is why we use numbers in betting, because we save a lot of words. Okay, and when the only thing you need to do is to learn those concepts and basics. Okay, so when I say Seattle draft no bet or zero, you need to understand what that means. Okay, so you can then decide, or plus 0.5, this basically means that if team wins or if teams doesn't lose, it is a winning bet. Okay, but with one number, with one sign, we explain all those words. Okay, so I said Real Salt Lake must win, or they no, Real Salt Lake can win, or they can play a draw, and if this happen, then this is a winning bet. Okay, they should not lose, and with only one number we explain this. Okay, and this is why we save time, we save space, we save everything. And sports betting is all about the number. So it is basically the describing the game, but with less science, with less lines, with less everything. Okay, and this is why math and numbers are so beautiful. Okay, because you don't need to use words like I do right now because I'm speaking too much. Okay, okay. Anyway, I hope the some of these numbers will help you, and I hope you also got some ideas. And whatever decide to take, always remember, never blindly follow anyone, including me. Following will not bring you success in sports betting. And but if these numbers will help you, even better. And of course, if you want to get my betting models, if you want to learn how to use them, if you want to download them, go to underdogchance.com and you can use all my models. Okay, so thank you for watching. See you next time.